It's Ashley's Memorial Day weekend sale. Be one of the first to take advantage of these must-have items, now under $500. And get up to 50% off Spotlight deals. Or get no interest for 72 months. Only at Ashley.
What if accessing addiction treatment wasn't that complicated? Because at Addiction Recovery Care, it isn't. We have figured out the solution. No matter where you are located, we can help. Because we believe quality addiction treatment should be accessible to everyone, no matter the location and no matter the time of day. Call now. Let's get this journey started.
Well, hello, Cindy.
A lot of banks are changing hands these days. Not Monticello. We've been building relationships since 1895. And with each passing year, we've grown.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi.
And expanded our services to meet the needs of the communities we serve.
Are you forgetting something?
Monticello Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hit the road with Don Franklin's Somerset Kia. Lease the all-new 2023 Kia Forte for only $199 per month. Or drive away in the all-new 2023 Kia Sportage LX as low as $27,790. Hurry in today to Don Franklin's Somerset Kia.
When it comes to good things, we always want more. And Miss Moore was no different.
More.
So when she was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore.
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Right now, you can save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses or get no interest for 72 months on top bedding brands. Give yourself the restful, rejuvenating sleep you need to be your best self this summer. Only at Ashley.
For detailed, in-depth investigations that hold people accountable, this is where you watch. LEX 18 investigates. Here's what's on tonight on LEX 18. Sponsored by the pros at Fast Flow Plumbing, your neighborhood plumbing experts. LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device.
Coming up on LEX 18 News at 6, it's a somber day in Kentucky as we mourn the loss of Scott County Deputy Caleb Conley. Reflect on his legacy with us. Plus, the man charged with shooting and killing Deputy Conley led officials on a multi-county manhunt, allegedly entering a Georgetown couple's home.
All of a sudden, I had the sense that, somebody was in the garage with me and that they were close by.
We dig into the criminal record of Stephen Shawshang. And Deputy Conley's death hits hard for Kentuckians who felt loss from previous officer-involved shootings.
I knew how, his family must feel. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. And no family should have to feel this type of pain.
To his kids, that their dad was a hero. Their dad did something that 90% of people won't do, are too scared to do.
LEX 18 News at 6 starts now. Good evening, I'm Larry Smith. Nancy Cox is on assignment and will join us momentarily. As we said just a moment, we join you tonight on a somber day in Kentucky. A little over 24 hours ago, Scott County Deputy Caleb Conley gave the ultimate sacrifice to keep our community safe. A man shot Conley as he pulled over a vehicle on Interstate 75 at mile marker 127. Even though emergency crews did what they could on the scene, Conley died. The suspect, 45-year-old Stephen Shawshang, led officials on a multi-count manhunt, eventually arresting him in Lexington, and he now sits in jail facing a long list of charges. LEX 18's Nancy Cox has been reporting on this tragedy since it unfolded and throughout the day, and she joins us live now from Scott County with more on this somber moment in our state's history. Nancy.
It certainly is, Larry, and a terrible day in Scott County's history. The Scott County community, the Georgetown Police Department, has gone through this before with at least 3 fallen officers in their history. But Deputy Caleb Conley is the first officer with the Scott County Sheriff's Office to die in the line of duty. And his death is having a profound effect on this community. The people here feel a true sense of community. Hundreds of them line the streets of downtown Georgetown this morning as the Fayette County coroner drove Deputy Conley's body through town on the way to Cynthiana. The procession was long, with first responders from Scott County, Georgetown, Lexington, and a few other communities as well. And most people who stopped to pay their respects were total strangers to the family.
He had 2 children who woke up this morning who aren't going to school, and their wife who's trying to explain why their dad is gone. Yeah, so I'm just grateful for his service.
Today, we learned the suspect, Sean Shang, had been in jail up until just a few months ago, February actually, when he was released on theft charges. But between then and last night, police were looking for him again. LEX 18's Lee Searcy has that story.
Just days before Stephen Sean Shang was arrested and charged with the murder of Deputy Caleb Conley, he was the main suspect in a series of recent garage thefts around Hamburg. His face plastered on Bluegrass Crime Stoppers for outstanding burglary warrants. Then yesterday, after police say he shot the deputy, Gary and Rebecca McQuain say he showed up at their garage.
I turned around and looked up, and this guy's standing over me. And
the 72-year-old pastor says Sean Shang told him a story that his wife needed to go to the hospital and asked for a ride. McQuain says when he offered him money instead, the 45-year-old got impatient.
I just had such an uneasy feeling about the whole thing. And then the guy proceeded to push the door on open and come in and held us at gunpoint wanting the keys to the van, and so I handed him over because I didn't want Gary shot because he kept threatened to shoot Gary if I didn't give him the keys.
The McQuains got lucky. He left them unharmed. We dug into his history and found he was indicted on robbery and assault charges in Ohio in 1998. In Kentucky, he served nearly 14 years on previous theft and receiving stolen property charges. Then out on parole, but absconded and was jailed again last August until his release this past February. We've learned while he was a state inmate at the Woodford County Jail, he worked as a trustee in the jail's kitchen and at the county courthouse. According to the jailer, the Department of Corrections classified him eligible for the community service program. Now Sean Shang is locked up again, facing a slew of serious charges. Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
And those charges include the murder of a police officer. He will be arraigned tomorrow. We will, of course, cover that for you. Now, over my shoulder, you can see a small memorial here at the Scott County Police Department, still growing. People feel a need to just reach out to do something. And as you walk around town, as you see cars pass by, every face you look at just has a profound sense of sadness. When one hurts, they all hurt. And one lady talked to me about how we should appreciate our public servants more.
The 30th of this month will be 7 months, and I say that we are 7 months into hell because it has completely, just changed every day for us.
Courtney Medlock says the pain hasn't let up since losing her high school sweetheart and London police officer Logan Medlock in October, when he was hit and killed by a drunk driver on duty. And when she heard the news of Scott County Deputy Caleb Conley's death, she instantly knew what his family was going through.
I just began praying because I knew how, his family must feel. They're scared. They don't know what's going on. And no family should have to feel this type of pain.
Conley was shot and killed during a traffic stop Monday afternoon, leaving behind a wife and 2 children. What advice do you have for Caleb's family?
I just want them to know that we are praying in London, Kentucky. Our entire community mourns with them. And the entire state of Kentucky lost a really good one.
In Lexington, former Scott County Deputy Jamie Morales was paralyzed 5 years ago after being shot on duty. On the same highway, Deputy Conley was killed. He tearfully recalled what it was like to briefly work alongside him.
He would message me on Facebook and ask me how I was doing and telling me to keep my head up, try to encourage me.
Now he hopes to offer the same support to the Conley family.
To his kids, that their dad was a hero, their dad did something that 90% of people won't do, are too scared to do, and that he should be honored and never forgotten because of it.
Sydney Darden, LEX 18 News.
Sydney speaking with families who have gone through this type of tragedy. During a live news conference yesterday, a reporter asked the sheriff what the public can do to show support. We all feel that sense of helplessness, but what can people do? Well, they've been hard at work ever since and have set up a memorial fund, the Deputy Caleb Conley Memorial Fund. The sheriff says monetary donations to his family, his wife, and small children are what will help the most right now, and those can be made at any Whitaker Bank location. Also, there is a GoFundMe fundraiser linked to that memorial fund. The Scott County Sheriff's Office created that about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and people are supporting each other during this tragedy. $19,000 has been raised so far. The link to Deputy Conley's GoFundMe fundraiser is on our website, lex18.com. And as we said, you could also contribute at any Whitaker Bank location. Well, the past 24 hours have been awful for the Scott County community, to say the least, but the next several days are sure to be difficult and discouraging as well. Live in Scott County, I'm Nancy Cox. Larry, let's go back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much. Well, there's still more to come here on LEX 18 News at 6, including some other news stories of the day. Fayette County public school teachers will likely see bigger paychecks next year. We talk with the FCPS board chair about the bump in pay. Also coming up on LEX 18 News at 6.
Rain has been out there for some of us today, but not many. One little shower crossing from Lincoln into Casey County may go through Liberty here in the next little bit. Once this rain is done, that may be it for a while. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now through the end of the month at Cronin Hyundai. Take home a new 2023 Hyundai Elantra SEL for only $299 per month. And this is not a lease. And we want your trade. See the value of your car instantly. Only at Cronin Hyundai.
Believe in hope, in willpower, and work, in seeking, and screening, and knowing, and treating, in dedication, determination, and we're getting through this, whatever it takes, in bravery, in breakthroughs, in beating the odds. Believe in a cancer-free future for all of Kentucky. Believe in Markey.
Tired of being in the gym all week with no results? Tried every known weight loss solution and getting nowhere? Ageless has the fix. Semaglutide is an FDA-approved weight loss solution. Call the Ageless Center today for a free semaglutide consultation. 859-335-1330.
Forever is coming. It only happens once a year. When the last two teams left to compete, not just for a trophy, but for our memory. We know someone is going to do the impossible, the breathtaking, the historical. The question is, will you want to forget it immediately?
That's it right there. That's it.
Or remember it forever?
Hey y'all, it's Soil and Gus from Hicks and Funson. If you've been injured in an accident, you should call Mr. Josh and Old Dad Greg. Unlike that Florida Tony, they live here in Kentucky. We hope you never need them, but if you do, Hicks and Funson is here to help. Remember, folks, size doesn't matter. Results matter.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now through the end of the month at Cronin Hyundai. Take home a new Tucson SEL all-wheel drive for only $359 per month. If you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve you for your new Hyundai today. Only at Cronin Hyundai.
You're watching LEX 18 News at 6.
Starting salaries for teachers in Fayette County will be the highest in the state under a new budget tentatively approved by the Fayette County Board of Education. The proposed budget includes close to $29 million to raise teachers' salaries for the second year in a row. Contracted employees will receive an average pay raise of 8% with a guaranteed minimum raise of 4%. Under the spending plan, starting teacher salaries will be above $50,000.
It sends a powerful message that we're putting our money where our mouth is. You know, we've talked for years about recruitment and retention. We've talked about that the most significant impact on a child in our district happens inside the classroom. And so we've got to invest in the folks making that work possible.
The budget also includes funding for 157 more teachers, as well as early childhood education and facility upgrades, plus new air-conditioned school buses. The ACLU of Kentucky asked a court to block a section of Senate Bill 150, which bans gender-affirming care for transgender youth before it goes into effect in June. The section in question is Section 4. It's the part of the bill that bans essential health care for trans youth in Kentucky. The motion asks the court to prohibit the ban's implementation while the ACLU's case against the state, Doe v. Thornbury, proceeds. Today, the Family Foundation released a statement denouncing the request because they believe it could harm children. A new research facility is coming to the University of Kentucky's College of Agriculture, Food and Environment, and U.S. leaders say this center will be critical for the future of farming. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the U.S. Agriculture Secretary, and UK leaders broke ground on the new lab today. The cost of the center is nearly $66 million, but the country's Agriculture Secretary said it's important to remember the role agriculture research plays in economic growth and enhancing food quality and safety.
We're in a challenge with the climate. Changing climate is going to impact and affect the way we farm and where we farm, to the extent that we have new technologies and advanced technologies. Getting that information out to farmers and getting it out globally is going to allow us to continue to feed the world and feed America.
The new facility at UK, which is going to be more than 52,000 square feet, is set to be completed in 2026. Well, as you can see from our LEX 18 rooftop camera, it's another gorgeous spring day. See what else Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck is tracking in our forecast. That's next on LEX 18 News at 6.
Conflict of interest for the Big Blue Nation last night in the Western Conference Finals. Anthony Davis going up against Jamal Murray. An awesome game. Ultimately, Denver comes away with a sweep. They're heading to the finals. Jamal Murray was a big part of that sweep. You're going to hear from him as well as Anthony Davis tonight at 7:30.
You're also going to hear from Lonnie Green, the track and field team getting ready to take part, that is, in the NCAA East prelims down in Jacksonville. 33 student athletes all down there trying to earn their way to the NCAA championships. I talked with Lonnie Green, the head coach. You'll hear from him tonight on BBN Tonight.
The Kentucky women's basketball team makes a homecoming statement in the transfer portal.
And I'll talk with track coach Lonnie Green as his team continues its postseason.
Sponsored locally by CHI St. Joseph Health and Nissan.
Attention homeowners, Fayette Heating and Air is having a massive inventory warehouse clearance sale with up to 30% off all in-stock AC units. Save big on your new AC units while supplies last. Schedule your appointment online at FayetteHeating.com today.
It's the first day of the first grade and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
There is one university that stands out in equine education. From its 200-acre campus in the heart of horse country, Midway University provides hands-on training to undergraduate students and offers programs in equine management, rehabilitation, and pre-veterinary science. For athletes, Midway provides scholarship opportunities on its Hunt Seat and Western Equestrian teams. Now, for the first time, Midway is offering an online equine business and sales degree and an advanced equine MBA degree for students anywhere. Find out more at midway.edu.
Hit the road with Don Franklin Lexington Nissan. Get 0% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 cash back on the all-new 2023 Nissan Rogue. Or drive away in the all-new 2023 Nissan Kicks, starting as low as $22,550. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Nissan.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's going to do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Bill was telling us earlier there is still a small
and don't forget, Keith will have sports coming up in just a little bit.
And he'll have sports coming up. That's exactly. Another game for tonight with another Kentucky player involved. I'm sure we'll be talking about that as well. We like to talk about the weather here. You were saying again that pretty much clear for almost everyone when it comes to rain. A couple of pockets, though.
Yeah, we had a couple of pockets today. I think the next several days we aren't going to see much, but the next chance really is the weekend.
Wow.
And it's only parts of the area right now that really have the chance, and it's probably the parts we want at least. Let's get to all that. First, we look here from the Lexington Financial Center, your St. Joseph Health Weather Bug Camera. We've had those cumulus clouds around this afternoon. Really, those clouds have been along and ahead of a boundary that's been pushing from east to west. Drier air is coming in, but along that edge, we've been seeing a few thunder showers have popped up. We had one starting earlier this afternoon. We'll look at that in more detail just a second. Most of these have been along the south. I'll tell you, if you're going through parts of Lexington earlier today, you may have gotten a quick little splash. I know I got a few little drops on my windshield, but you get down now into the extreme eastern part there of Lincoln County, or excuse me, of Casey County. This is going to be moving on toward Liberty. You got a little shower there near Perryville, a few more back towards Springfield. Again, the movement of these has been from east to west, so they are going backwards. Retrograding is what we like to call it. So again, you got a decent little shower there around Eubank, and we'll see that sweep come by, and the data changes ever so slightly. It's been a minute since that sweep last went by. Watch that little spot right there. It's kind of lost in the green, but it'll turn other colors here shortly. That was the first thunder shower, and it was a decent one that popped up. But you can see the amount of rain that it dropped in its wake. Half, 3/4 of an inch of rain. For folks, farming interests, that's not necessarily the best news because it's hay cutting season. And, we're trying to keep everything dry at this point. You need 3 or 4 good dry days. Most of us didn't see it. I mean, 95% of the area didn't see a shower today. But again, you see a couple folks that are dealing with them. Looking ahead, many of us won't see a drop. Not only tomorrow, the next 8 days, but there are going to be some folks that do. Most of those, I think, are going to be down in the southern half of the area. There's going to be a hint of June tomorrow with a whole lot of April to follow it as we head toward the holiday weekend. Summer's heat may start around summer's start, which almost sounds like a Dr. Seuss line. But we're talking about the beginning of meteorological summer there with June 1st, and things may be heating up right about that time. Rainfall is still going to be pretty sparse. We're showing you that 1/100th of an inch. Technically on the graphic, it's 100th to 1/10th of an inch. A lot of folks may not even see that, but if that 100th of an inch verifies, it wets the sidewalk, and that's about it. Over the next 2 weeks. So now we're taking out toward May and the first week of June. Not much rain there. And in fact, there's something called now, and this is something new. I found it today for the first time. The Rapid Onset Drought Risk. The rotor. You are looking at that. It's a flash drought scenario. So remember back in September a couple of years ago, we got so hot and the rain just cut off. Well, a similar situation could be in the cards as we head toward the first part of June. Because over the next couple of days, just not a lot of rain out there. Even with a cold front coming by, that cold front will introduce the chillier air for us on Thursday. But again, it likely comes through on a very dry note. Rain chances negligible tomorrow and Thursday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that's predominantly southern Kentucky. Low 80s tomorrow. There's your little bit of summer, and there's the rest of April as we look to temperatures in the 70s. The drier air is winning the battle as it continues pushing from east to west here. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to around 80, including the 80 in Lawrenceburg, 79 in Corbin, 79 right now at the Bluegrass Airport. Hey, the Starlink satellites will go by tonight, 10:45. They're going to be out for about 4 minutes. Not terribly bright. You'll have to be away from the city lights, but also a great look at Mars, Moon, and Venus all clustered together. Coolish tonight, mid-50s. Tomorrow, sunshine. low 80s. Nice day. Low 70s Thursday, mid 70s Friday. Itty bitty rain chances Saturday, Sunday, going into Memorial Day on Monday.
But Kentucky baseball was supposed to start its postseason today. There's a little bit of a delay down in Birmingham. We're going to get you up to date on what has happened down there. Wildcats supposed to take on Alabama. We'll tell you more on LEX 18 Sports.
Here's what's on tonight on LEX 18. Sponsored by the pros at Fast Flow Plumbing, your neighborhood plumbing experts.
Summer's here. It's time to save on a reliable new Toyota from Green's Toyota. Right now, get low 3.99% APR for up to 48 months on 2023 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, and Tacoma. And get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on select Toyota certified used models. Summer starts here at your dealer of choice for over 50 years.
Great people, great cars, great Greens.
Kentucky is a special place. I see it everywhere I go. People putting aside their differences and looking out for each other. We've been through a lot these past 4 years, and some days have been tougher than others. But I will always show up to help the people of Kentucky, working to make sure our kids and grandkids have a bright future here. Bringing thousands of good-paying jobs to the Commonwealth, 46,000 more jobs than before the pandemic. Clean drinking water to folks who've been overlooked and underserved. And making sure communities across Kentucky have what they need to recover from natural disasters. My granddad and great-granddad were preachers in this church. It was flattened by the tornadoes. But when Kentuckians get knocked down, we get right back up again, and we rebuild stronger and better than before. I will never stop showing up and working for the people of Kentucky.
In 1972, the Huber family opened Central Equipment, selling and servicing tractors. As the city has grown, Central Equipment's offerings have grown too. In the early 80s, we added X-Mark mowers, quality mowers that cut the lawn and mow the fence rows. X-Mark, the official mower for backyard living. Today, Central Equipment has become one of their top 10 dealers nationally. Come see us and see the 50-year evolution of Central Equipment.
Gates Ford Lincoln on the bypass in Richmond.
During the regular season, the Kentucky baseball team went to Alabama and took 2 of 3 from the Crimson Tide. Tonight, this one means so much more as the 8th-seeded Wildcats take on number 9 Alabama in the SEC tournament first-round single-game elimination. This one was supposed to start about an hour ago, but there was a rain delay with the game before the Cats. So the scheduled start time is now 6:50 between UK and Alabama. You can watch it on the SEC network. Staying in UK athletics, there are 7 football players being recognized with preseason honors by Athlon magazine. Aside from being honored in special teams, Barryon Brown is 3rd-team offense wide receiver, Ray Davis 2nd-team running back, Deion Walker is 2nd-team defense on the line, J.J. Weaver 2nd-team linebacker, Dane Key is 4th-team wide receiver, and Trevin Wallace 4th-team defense. Well, 3-time UK All-American Cotton Nash has passed away at the age of 80. He played at Kentucky from 1960 to 64, where he averaged 23 points and 12 rebounds while scoring over 1,000 points. Nash would become just one of 13 players to appear in both the NBA and Major League Baseball following his career at UK. His number 44 hangs from the rafters at Rupp, and he's in the UK Athletics Hall of Fame. Last night we told you about Brooklyn Miles committing to play for the UK women's basketball team. Today the program acknowledged the signing of the former Franklin County standout who played 2 seasons at Tennessee. Wildcats head coach Kyra Elzy said, in part, the coaching staff and I couldn't be more excited to welcome Brooklyn back home. She is a proud hometown girl who understands the responsibility of wearing Kentucky across her chest. Not to mention, she'll join Amia and Maddie as a trio of Miss Kentucky basketball honorees on one team, end quote. One Wildcat has punched his ticket into the NBA Finals for the first time in his career after Jamal Murray and the Nuggets swept Los Angeles last night. Murray scored 25 points on 10 of 18 shooting from the field and added 5 assists, but it was his defensive help in the end that sealed the game for the Nuggets. They were up 2, LeBron James driving to tie the game, but Murray got his hands on the ball and Aaron Gordon blocked it as Denver wins at 113-111.
I mean, we needed to stop. And they went for it too. And
I knew they didn't have much time, so I just, came over. AG was still trailing. Yoke took my man. He was kind of right there in the middle playing him. And then I had to go for the ball. And I was able to grab all ball and just not let him get a good shot. But, we work on those scenarios in practice and all that. And I think we did a good job of just locking down for the 4 seconds that were remaining.
33 UK track and field athletes are taking part this week in the NCAA East prelims down in Jacksonville, Florida. All starts tomorrow for the Cats and runs through Saturday as they try to earn spots in the NCAA championships down in Austin starting June 7th. I had the chance to talk with head coach Lonnie Green today.
Our objective here, we don't want to do anything sexy. We just want to make sure we're in Austin and lining up for where it counts, where we can actually compete for points. This is just an elimination process, but it's a good one, and it's going to be intense.
You can hear the entire interview with Coach Green later tonight on BBN Tonight when you join me and Maggie Davis at 7:30. We'll be right back.
I'm John Morgan. If you've been injured on the job, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law. That's all.
From McDowell Health, we're here for you.
How are you all doing?
Good, I think. How's she look? So I think she's doing great, and you are too. Even if it's just for peace of mind. Exceptional care, right where you are.
The trees on your property add beauty and value, but they also have the potential to do serious damage. Estate Tree Service handles everything from trimming and shaping to complete removal, including stumps. Especially during an emergency, call the name you know and trust. Estate Tree Service.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 at durability and owner experience, so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 72 months, plus save up to $800.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Your brother told me you asked him for money again today. And your work called saying you've missed your last 3 shifts.
Our marriage won't survive if you keep using.
It's either us or drug use. It's your choice.
Choose life. Choose Landmark Recovery. Visit landmarkrecovery.com to learn more.
Your day tomorrow begins on a nice note. We'll be in the upper 50s as we begin the day by 8 a.m., already up to around 60. Sunshine takes our temperatures mid-70s at noon. One more day we get up into the 80s tomorrow, one more day for a while. So we get the cooler weather coming in as we head toward the Memorial Day holiday weekend. May see a few clouds around tomorrow afternoon. Less humid tomorrow than it was today, too.
Busy day here. NBC Nightly News next. We're back here at 7 o'clock. Nancy Cox, once again, out in Scott County with much more on the deputy shooting from yesterday. We'll see you then.
LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device.